Welcome to Shir Dav Shir Sponsor Lunishpas Am Yakashom Le'am Basitzchok. We're holding Basra Daf Kuf Lametes. This is the last daf of Perek Yeshiva. Perek Yeshiva was a long Perek. Starting Daf Kuf Ches, over 30 blot of Perek, big Perek, important Perek, and now we're learning the last blot of Perek Yeshiva. We're starting the Mishnah of Kuf Lametes on the base in the bottom. So the Mishnah Av Toilish Umachi Lekol Mishi Yirtze. The father can take out and give it to anybody he wants. What are we talking about? So the Rashba, we're talking about what we learned earlier in the previous Mishnah, that if the father gave the karka to his sons, so he keeps the fruits until he dies, right? He gives ma'ayom milachar misa. So what does it mean? He's giving the land to his son, and the fruits belong to him. If he uproots the fruits, he takes the fruits out of the land, it's his, and he can give it to anybody he wants. That's called toilish umach. He disconnects it from the ground, gives it to anybody he wants. Whatever he did not give out, he left it, and he left it over there he left it on the ground, belongs to his Yeshiva and not to the one he gave the gift to. Why? Because the fruits belong to the father. So if it's disconnected from the ground, so then it belongs to the father, not to the one who received the karka. Now, and whatever's connected, right? But learning from here, whatever is connected to the ground belongs to the son, the one he gave the gift to. Second one, Tolushin Mechuber Lo. As the Gemara says right away. Once I disconnect it, so then it belongs to the father. But if it's still connected to the ground, so then it belongs to the owner of the field, the son that he gave him the field. Second one, what we learned in Rashbam brings it, the Sefting Subis, that when the son sold, the same case, you have the son who owns the karka, and he sold it to somebody else. So if you have fruits that are connected to the ground, you give it to the lekech. So what do you see over here? So you see over here that if the son sold it, so the lekech gets the guvish karka. Right? And it gets the guvish karka, but the fruits he doesn't get. Meaning you do the evaluation of the fruits, and you tell him this is not yours. Because you take the land, but not the fruits. The fruits are staying by the son. So you see, when I give you the land, I'm not giving you the fruits that are connected to it. So why by the son, when you give him the land, you're giving the fruits that are connected to it? There's a difference between a son and somebody else. A son, the father gives him a little bit more. So he gives him the land, he gives everything connected to the land. But the son who's selling to somebody else is giving the land without the fruits that are connected to the land. So the Mishnah. You have older boys, meaning adult boys and children. The older boys don't say, no, we need clothing more than the younger boys. We need suits, we need to get dressed. So let us take it out from the estate. We don't say that. And the young kids don't say, we need food, give it to us on the cheshbon of the gdolim. You have, it's all boys, you split it equally among the boys, and we don't take out from the estate anything that they need more than the other. If the older children got married, so then you have to first marry the children. This is an exception. For the children that are young, that are not married, you take money out of the estate to marry them. That's an assumption the father wants to marry his kids. If the Ketanim say, okay, you had a very fancy wedding, your older kids, so we want to be married also in a very fancy wedding. Ain't showing lehem, elamash son lehem avim nosam. In other words, we don't do that. We don't give them so much, but we give them a tzorchi chuppah and of a wedding like a normal way, right? We don't give them too much. We'll see in the Gemara a little more about it. But the point is that there is some assumption of what basically would give for a regular wedding. And even though the older kids got a much fancier wedding, I'm saying I don't assume the father wants to do the same thing for the younger children. Now the Gemara says like this. The Mishnah says like this: it's not older boys and girls, but older girls and not older and younger boys, but older and younger daughters. I don't say that the older girls should say, we need clothing more than the Ktanis. Let's take now clothing. We don't say that. You don't take it from the estate. Like this, someone always said before, you don't say the younger children need more food. They will split it equally among the girls. If the father married the older girls, Yisuk Tanis, and the younger girls will get married too. They'll give them money to marry them from the estate. If the younger girl says, we want to get married in the same level of wedding that you got, ain't showing him. We don't listen to them. So we basically, the Mishnah says, boys, girls are the same when it's only boys, only girls. But if there's girls and boys together, here is where you have more girls more than boys. The girls take the food from the boys. Meaning when the boys inherit the land, you do take up from the estate the food of the girls, but not of the girls. So meaning if there's boys and girls, the girls deserve the food, and they take it out of the estate before the boys. But when it's girls and girls, you don't do that. You just split it equally among the girls. Okay, says the Gemara. If you have the older brother, then he is the one. He is the custodian. He's the one taking care of the nechasim. So he needs to get dressed properly. So he does take it from the estate. But we learn in our Mishnah, you don't give clothing to the older kids. So masnisin besarcha. What's a sarcha? Sarcha is someone who is a batlon, meaning he doesn't do anything. He's not working for the kids. He's just sitting down in his house. That's what it means. The Torah brings another lush. Instead of sarcha, calls it shatcha, loshen shiduchim. What's shiduchim? When you have shiduchim is quiet. The girl gets engaged, everybody's quiet and relaxed. So that's he's a relaxed guy, doesn't do too much. So what's a chiddush? I'd say maybe I don't want anybody to be dressed improperly. So maybe we should give them to the food, the clothing. That's the chiddush. So they want if the older ones got married, the younger ones get married. What's exactly the Mishnah saying? I was going to explain what the Mishnah says. Right? So if the older ones got married after the death of the father, so then the younger ones will also will marry after the death of the father. So he says, but so if they got married during the lifetime of the father, say the father was generous to give him. So I think I have to correct what I said in the Mishnah. In the Mishnah I said that you do support the kids regardless. What comes up in the Gemara is only if the kids got married after the death of the father, right? Only if the kids used the Tfusas Abayis, the estate, to get married. So then you give it from the estate for the young ones before you split it. But if the father's the one who supported the kids, and it wasn't from the estate, so you don't take it from the estate. So what the father gave, it's too late afterwards. It's not only an extra, but even the actual value of a simple wedding. Says the Gemara, said the same thing with the older girls and younger girls. Teach us Rabbeinu. A woman went, she borrowed money, and she got married. Do we say that the husband is supposed to inherit the wife? Do we say the husband is considered to be a buyer, and the Baal Choiv doesn't take it from the buyer if you have nechosim nechoim, or is considered to be a yoresh, and you take it from the yoresh? You don't take from the kuchos. It's mivla peh. It wasn't written in a shtar. Or long you take from the inheritance. You don't take it from the buyers. is the husband considered to be a buyer or someone who inherits his wife? Only Tanina, we learned in our Mishnah. Nosu G'doylos Yisuktanos. My love, Nosu G'doylos Lebal Yisuktanos Mibal. Meaning, if the older ones, the older ones got married, to a husband, so the younger ones will take from the husband to get married. Take from the husband, meaning that they're considered to be lenders, and they'll take it from the husband. In what way? They're going to take it out. That's saying that the husband owes the money because she's a lender. She's a lender. The younger girls, once they get married now, she deserves that it's considered to be a loan. She'll take it from the husband who took it. Say, in other words, if the older girls got married to Shmerel, the younger girls go up to Shmerel and say, Shmerel, please give me back the money, because I'm a lender. So the more look, no sugdoris lebal, you sugdoris lebal. As we said before, the older ones got married, they take money from their estate. So the younger ones got married, take money from their estate, not from the husband. So but Rav Chia said differently. He says he took it from the older ones got married, the younger ones take it from the husband. Dil Moshani Parnaso the Isle Kol. It says there we're talking about Parnaso, meaning it's something that it says more maybe there it's different in our case by marriage, because there everybody knows about it. When the older one gets married, everybody knows the father died, and everybody has to get married. The older one is getting married after the death. The younger ones need to get married. So you know in advance, it's not considered to be a middle of Ba'apet, it's a middle of Bishtat. Isn't that what the Rabbin wrote in Hikeret? Someone who died, and he left a widow and a girl. So the widow will have parnasa from his nechasim. The daughter got married, she gets the mezonos, the widow still gets mezonos. The daughter died and the husband is supposed to inherit her. The almana continues to get her mezonos from the property. You want to tell me that the husband of the daughter is a yoresh. So the widow continues to eat. The widow, the mother-in-law, is continuing to get payment from the nechasim because what? Because the husband because the husband is Irish. But if he's a lekeach, and mind you, almana doesn't take from lekuchos. So that's a riot from Rabin. In other words, we bring a riot from Rabin. The fact that almana is able to take food even from the husband, you see that the husband is considered to be a yorish, considered to be an inherent. If you Rabin went to send this message, we would not know that. Now we learn the Mishnah. These are the things that don't go back in Yovel once Yovel hits. Double that a Bechor takes. On the base. Someone who inherits his wife. Now, if he's a Lekeach goes back in Yovel. So so you see from here clearly he's a Yerush. Even if he sent it, it's not a raya. We have a takon issue. In Usha, famous takon we spoke about many times. If the woman sold the nichse milug, so the husband can come and take out from the lekuchos. If he's a lekeach, so why does he take it out? Right? So if you look at the bottom of the Rashbam, the way he says it, the Rashbam, the narrow lines, you go down a few lines, you say like this: if it's considered to be a lekeach, a purchaser from the time of marriage, shumachim mafik the lekeach rishanav. He said the first lekeach. Eliyahu ba'al l'mechseish to yorishav. He's only a yorish. Mishal nesuyim my mafik. Why do you take it out? She's only a rusha. Hello, says the Gemara. What do you see from here? The husband is both. He's an inheritant and he's a buyer. They did whatever is good for him. Can't be yovel for yovel shirbonim kiyorish. We should have said it today. So the Rabbanan gave him both hats. He's a Yerush, look at it. Gabi Yovel is a Yerush. The Gabi Lekach the Gabi Usha is considered to be a Lekach. Gabi the Rabbin, we're back to Rabbin. Mishu said, so there he loses. That's the one case he loses. So when you have a widow, the widow does take mezainis from the husband. He's a lekach. No, for this he's a Yerush. His inheritor is responsible to feed the almana. Saying what about Gabi Davis for Chanina the Ikab said the Lakukas is really a lekach. So I understand. Why about the almana? I care so much about the almana, and we make him a Yerush to feed her. And by the Lakuchos, we don't make him as a Yerush to feed her. So the Gemara also to pay back the Lakuchos. Also, ina afsida nafsha. There it's their fault. Their fault, the Lakuchos. When they know there's a husband, they should have bought from a woman who's under her husband. What does it mean over here? What are we talking about? The Lakuchos. What's the Lakuchos? Nichsemuluk. Nichsemuluk is what the wife bought from her father's home. She's married. They know the husband's supposed to get it. So now she went and sold it. Why are you buying from the Zisha? You took the risk. You took the risk. So now you lost. She died, the husband inherits. He comes first. That's your fault. The husband died and nobody has there to feed her. And she has a daughter getting married to somebody else. You don't, because of her pseudo, we make sure to take care of her. And that's why there she eats it. So usually we give the husband the benefit of the doubt, basically. But there's one, in other words, we give him either a Yerush or Lekach, not benefit of the doubt. Give him the bigger advantage. Except by almana, he has to feed the almana of basically his mother-in-law. This is the end of this parak. Let's start now the next parak. In this parak, we're starting right away the hemshech of the previous Mishnah. We just ended the previous Mishnah regarding boys and girls. So now the more Mishnah is going to jump right into it. Mishnah base, he has boys and girls. You have a lot of properties, a lot of assets. The sons will take their part in Yerusha. They'll take their chelik, and the girls will have mezainis. Sometimes you'll give girls the mezainis, and the boys will divide the Yerusha. If I don't have enough assets, the girls will eat. You don't give to the boys. Says Admon, because I'm a boy, I'm going to lose. We'll see in the Gemara what it means. I agree with Admon. Okay, so that's the end of the Mishnah. We'll see. The Gemara's going to address this soon in the upcoming daf. Next daf. Says the Gemara, without to focus on the first part. The Kala Mirubim. What does it mean? There's enough assets. Enough means I have enough to feed the boys and the girls for 12 months. If I have that, so then the rest I will split. So he says, Omar, it says in front of Shmuel, Omar, Zu Dibi Rabbi Gamliel Be'arepi. This is a Gamliel sheet. Not until they get married, but until they become adults. Right? Not 12 months. Sorry, we said the first one is 12 months. So until they become adults. Until they be able to eat until they become adults. That's called meruvim. If you have enough for each one, so that, and then the rest you give to Yerusha. Less than here, it is muatim. Says the Gemara, right? And then if I don't have enough to give both until Bagrus, so then says the Gemara, if I don't have enough for all of them, so the girls take everything. I mean, look at the first Rishbam in the Amud. Bitmiyah, they came in the cars from Muatim, can loya til banim klum. So one second, if I have enough to feed everybody, then the boys take the rest. I don't have enough to feed everybody, so I give to the girls the whole thing, or I should give the girls the whole thing? Give the girls what they need. So the Gemara, no, you give the girls whatever they take from Zainis, and the rest will be for the boys. So Ashbab says, it says the boys will go and collect money. After they give them to eat, but But in general, what you're doing is you're giving them we're giving them in other words, we're giving the boys and the girls food. If there's not, and then the rest the kids take. But in a case that there's not enough, the girls come first. Whatever is left, you give to the boys. And then after that, that's when you have the discussion. What do you do with the rest? Now, okay. So one thing when this will end, the question is like this: you have nechasim merubim, you have nechasim muatim, right? That's the chiluk. Now, what will be? Why don't you just say simple? The Mishnah could have said something in a much clearer way. Of course, it's like this: girls take food. Whatever's left, the boys take. The Mishnah didn't say that. The Mishnah said when there's a lot of properties, a lot of assets, so then the boys take and the girls will eat. When there's little assets, the girls take and then the boys will take the rest. But why didn't you just tell me? The girls always take the food and then the boys take the rest. So there is over here a big machlekes in the Rishonim. Some Rishonim, this is the Adrama, the Rishba, the Ran, they learn the pshat is that if there's a lot of assets, the boys take everything. And the boys are responsible to feed the girls. Right? In other words, who's holding on to the properties? If it's boys, if there's a lot of assets, the boys take the whole thing. And they will be responsible to feed the girls. I'm not worried because there's enough for them and for them. But if there's not enough, I don't tell the boys to take everything. I'm quite sure maybe they'll take the whole thing for themselves. So what do? We tell the girl, we give it to, the basin goes on, it feeds the girls. That's how many Rishonim learn. But the Rashbam, many other the Acharim learn, the Rashbam learns that you always take the mezainis to the girls. Always. So what's the between the Nechasim Merubim and Nechasim Muatim? Says the Teres Chaim, the difference is that in Nechasim Merubim, if you have a lot of Nechasim, and if then suddenly they lost part of it, so everybody loses out. The boys and the girls. Because what I'm doing is, I'm sort of splitting the estate. Giving the girls mezainis, giving the boys the nechasim. Then they lose. But if the assets were little to begin with, so then you don't right away divide the estate. You're giving them whatever they need, and the rest you give to the boys. But if suddenly it shrunk and then you don't have that much, the girls get it, not the boys. So the difference between the Nechasim Merubim and the Nechasim Muatim is the division comes right away, or it comes only later. Okay. And we'll see, maybe we'll learn at Beis Hashem tomorrow, that Tosfos learns, it has another shita which we'll get to Beis Hashem, but just to mention, this is a discussion, how do we know what's the difference between Nechasim Merubim and Nechasim Muatim? So everybody have a wonderful day. Kol Tov. Thank you.